из России Альберт Батyrgaziev. Звучит гимн Филиппин. Звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации. Представляет Кагаян де Оро Филиппины. Его рекорд насчитывает 35 побед, только одно поражение, 24 победы нокаутом. Чемпион IBF Asia в легком весе, чемпион IBF и WBO Intercontinental во втором легчайшем весе Альберт Принц Пагара. Нижневартовск, Россия. Четырехкратный чемпион России, олимпийский чемпион Токио, не знающий поражений, с рекордом 11 боев, 11 побед, 8 из них нокаутом. Временный чемпион мира по версии WBA во втором полулегком весе, действующий чемпион мира IBA, гордость российского бокса, Альберт Альба Батyrgaziev.
Head up. No low blow, no holding. Listen and follow my command. Good luck.
Touch of gloves between the two. Tonight, this for his IBA World 60 kilo title. So there's 132 pounds rather than the 130 pounds of super featherweight. Batyrgaziev in the dark green, black and gold, Pagara in the luminous green. Just chipping away with the jab there, Batyrgaziev goes up and down with it. He's got a long, long reach on him. Wide shoulders. Pretty wide stance, he's got that nice balance. See that left hand into the body there. It was a really good performance against John O'Carroll. As I say, he touched down with a glove and it should have been called a knockdown in the early rounds. He was caught with a right hook high on the head and Carroll went after him from the start, actually. He said during the week that yes, okay, fine, he was a very, very good amateur, but that didn't mean that he would make a good pro. He was going to drag him in deep and see if he could swim, and as it turned out, he very much could. But I think it was the right thing for Carroll to try and do. And he gave it every shot, really. But Batyrgaziev was up to the challenge. Pagara not offering too much early on here. Good work to the body there for Batyrgaziev. Nice variation, but anything else, that was straightforward for Batyrgaziev. He's put that opener in his pocket without any problems. He might need to be careful, Pagara, if he's going to try and defend himself like that. Just try and tuck up behind the shoulder and move his head, because he's not really looking at where the punches are coming from there, and Batyrgaziev is one of these fighters. quite in range just yet, Batyrgaziev, in this round. Pagara, let's go with a right hand. Just holding out that left hand to try and keep Batyrgaziev at bay, just to block his vision slightly. Batyrgaziev goes to the body, and then just tries to curl that left hand in round the back there. Just turn the fist over, turn the knuckles over. Pagara out of range there. He's staying on the borderline at best. Batyrgaziev working to the body. He's not done anything at all yet, Albert Pagara, really. It is early, of course. Steps in and looks to let a 1-2 go there. I do wonder how ambitious he's going to be here, though, if I'm honest. Not putting too much on these punches, Batyrgaziev, just working those hands, moving those hands. He knows that there's not much coming back here from Pagara, who might just come back with the odd flurry. I think this may be what we see here when you've got an opponent who is looking to kind of tuck up, really not give an awful lot away, and then mount the odd attack. In other words, not be particularly ambitious. This is kind of what you get. He will throw the odd flurry because he wants to try and keep Batyrgaziev. That could work, that left hand, I think. The way he slung it in, turn the knuckles over. So into the third. Just dipping his knees there, Batyrgaziev, working down to the body. And he's using that reach, keeping this at distance. Good left hand there. Pagara steps in and throws the 1-2.
Head up, like, head up.
Again, just switching up there, Batyrgaziev. And this is what he's doing so far. You can see he's not putting loads into these punches. He's just letting his hands go. And again, he's looking for that left hand in round the back there. He's slinging it in, kind of lassoing it in, trying to find a gap around the back of that right glove to connect with the knuckles.
Stop! Time. Please.
Is the shoelace undone? I think that could be the problem. He was just blinking his eye a touch there, Pagara, as well.
Box.
Nice solid 1-2 there from Batyrgaziev, and that's backed him up. Pagara, I think, felt that one, unless he's just trying to sucker him into the corner, into the final minute of round 3. Trying to keep that guard high. The Filipino, left to the body from Batyrgaziev. Manages to find his way out of the corner eventually there, Pagara. And I think what we have here is what we had in the previous fight, and I suspected we might, which is a big difference in levels between these two fighters. Pagara, I think, will stick to his task in the way that Leon Half did to an extent, slightly different stylistically, but just as Gadjimagomedov was a lot better than Leon Hearth. Albert Batyrgaziev, I think it's quite apparent, is a lot better than Albert Pagara.
No low blow. No low blow, go. Box.
Into the fourth, and Batyrgaziev again just stepping in there and looking to let those hands go. Pagara, a little bit bolder there, comes forward and tries to throw that right hand. And the first 3 rounds have gone by, and he's 3 rounds down, Pagara, and he'll be aware that he needs to do something. I think there's been a clash of heads there. Has there been a cut on the forehead there of Pagara? He's dabbing at the forehead. I don't think there is necessarily. It can be hard for fighters to tell because you have a clash of heads and you'll feel that bit of warmth, whether it's just the blood coming to the surface of a slight bruise or it's an actual cut, and it's difficult to know what it is. So that's often why you'll see a fighter dab with the glove and then look at the glove just to check. But there again, just nice economy from Batyrgaziev. Goes up to the head, then goes down to the body, and he sinks that head in between those big shoulders and makes himself quite a difficult target to find. And he'll know that he's probably booking in for a long job here because, well, Pagara just shaking up that left hand. Maybe there's a slight problem with that left arm now, and again, he's just been tattooed there by Batyrgaziev, who is going through the process here of trying to break his man down. If you're up against somebody who is looking to not give too much away and is more defensively minded, then what it means is they'll be braced for most of what you throw, and if a pro fighter is braced for punches, then they can generally take them and survive them, and that's why the variety of angle of punch, of weight of punch is really important here for Batyrgaziev, because he's got to try and hit Pagara with something that he's not really ready for. So he has to dress it up in a way that he doesn't quite see it coming, or it crashes through with a bit more power than he's really expecting. Again, he just shakes out that lead hand there, Pagara. I think there is something wrong. Or it could be that he's laying the foundations for a retirement. Again, that might sound like a harsh thing to say, but he is getting worked over. Good jab. Smile there from Pagara. Touch of gloves between the two.
Группа компании «Садовое кольцо», федеральный девелопер, который России, Московской области, Татарстане и на последние квартиры скидка 25%.
Well, this is the problem that we spoke about previously with that lead arm, with that left arm. And I did say that he'd been shaking it out, that there was an issue. And I did also say that possibly he was laying the foundation for a corner retirement, and that is what is for round upon round when you've only got one arm in operation and you're up against somebody who's quite simply a lot better than you. Then the wise thing to do is to pull out, which is what has happened, and Batyrgaziev gets very straight forward. Conversation between the pair of them, always respect between fighters.
Поединок остановлен ввиду отказа боксера из черного угла от продолжения боя. Таким образом, техническим нокаутом в 5-м раунде победу одержал и остается чемпионом мира IBA Альберт Батыргазиев, Россия!
So Batyrgaziev retains that title.